Success is about doing the right thing, the one thing, not about doing everything right. We're all of us, man, me included. I'm so guilty of this. It's not even something to be guilty of, but just like changing the perception, the way of thinking of, like, it's okay if I'm not being so disciplined where I'm hitting, like, let me put this so it makes a little more sense. Because you want to hit your goals, you want to do your small goals so that your brain learns success, okay? That's super important. But when it comes to being so disciplined that you're neglecting the one thing, the main thing that needs to be done, because it was on my to-do list to take out the trash, to go grocery shopping, to do this, to do that, to do the dishes, to make dinner for my family, right? Because those are on the to-do list and I neglected the one thing, then that's not being successful, okay? So success is about doing the right thing, not about doing everything right. So taking your willpower, your time, and putting it into that one thing. The trick to success is to choose the right habit and bring just enough discipline to establish it. That's it. That's all the discipline you need. As this habit becomes part of your life, you'll start looking like a disciplined person, but you won't be one. What you will be is someone who has something regularly working for you because you regularly worked on it. You'll be a person who used selected discipline to build a powerful habit. So instead of taking this discipline and distributing it out to accomplish a lot of these little things, no, it's saying you take this discipline into building this one selected habit, and that's where the mastery comes in. That's where you refine your skills, you hone it in, you create this empire by building this habit. The habit takes discipline to build, right? But once you have the habit, you don't have to have all this discipline in other areas. Now, it gives an example of Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps, from an early age, began swimming, okay? Was told that he had all these problems of like focus and stuff. But what did he do? He jumped in the pool 7 days a week, 365 days a year. He would swim on Sundays because he knew it says he figured that by training on Sundays he got a 52 training day advantage on the competition. 52 days every year just from swimming an extra day, or swimming an extra day out of the week, Sundays. Huge. And he won 22. Before he hung up his goggles in retirement, his wins at the 2012 London Olympic Games brought his total medal count to 22 and earned him the status of the most decorated Olympian in any sport in history. One reporter said if he were a country, he'd be ranked 12th over the last 3 Olympics. One person, Michael Phelps. Selected discipline. Alright, all this man did was fucking swim. He got in a pool and he developed the habit of swimming for 4-6 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's what it took for him to be the best Olympic gold medalist, earn the most Olympic gold medals. If he was a country, he would have been 12th in the last 3 Olympics. Okay, one man. Because he took this discipline, he developed this habit, and he swam, and he became the best at what he did. So the question is, how do we form good habits? Not even good habits, but how do we take something and form a habit? How do we build a habit? So turn the page here. Let's learn. Lock into one habit so it becomes part of your life and you can effectively ride the routine with less wear and tear on yourself. The hard stuff becomes habit, and the habit makes the hard stuff easy. So, how long do we have to maintain this discipline to build a habit? It says in 2009 they asked the question, how long does it take to establish a new habit? They were looking for the moment when a new behavior becomes automatic or ingrained. The point of automaticity came when participants were 95% through the power curve and the effort needed to sustain it was about as low as it would get. They asked students to take on exercise and diet goals for a period of time and monitor their progress. Listen to this. The results suggest that it takes an average of 66 days to acquire a new habit. Now, in a lot of self-help group circles, it's said that it takes 21 days to build a habit. And this isn't backed by science. This is backed by science. 66 days to acquire a new habit. For the full range was 18 to 254 days, but the 66 days represented a sweet spot. So 66 days is the sweet spot. We can count on the majority of time for things to start to become a habit, to feel that less resistance. We're not running into so much resistance when it comes to doing stuff, completing stuff, starting. Decide what the right one is, then give yourself all the time you need and apply all the discipline you can summon to develop it. I think this is super cool, guys. 66 days, whatever we need to do. That one thing, you found the one thing, maybe you haven't, but now even when it comes to like, if it's working out, you want a nice body, 66 days. Do a push-up for 66 days. You see my video, 1 push-up a day until we get to 50. Let's go ahead and make that 66 days, okay? We know now what the average length it takes to build a habit. So, if you want to be better at cooking, then cook one damn meal a day for 66 days and see if it doesn't get easier. See if it doesn't become, when you wake up, you don't have to think about later in the day, oh, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta cook a meal for my family. No, it'll be so automatic, this automaticity, where it's expected, okay? My brain, my subconscious already expects it. I expect to read every day because I read every day for the past God knows how long, but for sure after 66 days it's going to get easier. These things are going to get simplified. Now, some big ideas to take away. Don't be a disciplined person. Be a person of powerful habits and use selected discipline to develop them. Build one habit at a time. Success is sequential, not simultaneous. No one actually has the discipline to acquire more than one powerful new habit at a time. Super successful people aren't superhuman at all. They've just used selected discipline to develop a few significant habits, one at a time, over time. So it's really about narrowing it down, finding what is the most important thing, the most important habit that I could have in my life right now. Then taking the willpower, taking the selected discipline to build that habit. And we have a formula, 66 days on average. Now, it said, what's really cool in the experiment is that they noticed that when these people, students who successfully acquired one positive habit, reported less stress, less impulsive spending, better dietary habits, decreased alcohol, tobacco, and caffeine consumption, fewer hours watching TV, and even fewer dirty dishes. Sustain the discipline long enough for one habit, and not only does it become easier, but so do the other things as well. It's why it's why those with the right habits seem to do better than others. They're doing the most important thing regularly, and as a result, everything else is easier. That is super cool, man. Super cool. Like, one of the things, picking that one thing to do every single day, it's like, oh, is there going to be too much chaos outside of in my other areas of life, in different aspects of my life? Is going to have a cumulative effect where everything's just building up, building up. I'm getting good at this one thing, I'm building this habit, but then outside, my social circles like falling to the side. My house is dirty. My hygiene, my fucking whatever. By focus on this one thing, saying no, that's not how it is. These things get easier because we're so focused on developing this one thing that things outside get easier. Those become even more ingrained. To take care of yourself, to eat better food. They're saying they were cutting out some of, these nasty dietary habits they had. It was easier to eat better food, cut out tobacco, not drink as much alcohol, not spend so much time watching TV, because the laser-like focus was there. Beautiful. Now, last thing, giving each habit enough time. Stick with the discipline long enough for it to become routine. Habits on average take 66 days to form. Once a habit is so solidly established, you can either build on that habit, or if appropriate, build another one. So take that into account with your own life. For me, I want to branch out on the habit that I'm building. So, but it says, once you build a habit, then you can move on to another one. But it's not a smart move to try to build multiple habits that are life-changing at the same time within this period of time. So, one thing at a time. 66 days. Don't have to be disciplined in everything, but putting that selected discipline into the one thing. Let's start building these habits and just crushing it. Just crushing it. It's very few people that I see in life that just carry themselves. When I'm walking through the day, they just carry themselves with like that warrior spirit, man. I'm not seeing that. Where are all you guys, bro? Where are you, man? Come say hi to me, please. Come up to me and say, "What's up, dude? Like, let's go." Alright, the energy is here today.